Welcome to the channel, the community for aspiring and new mortgage brokers. I'm Megan Marsh, and today we're going to be diving into a topic that might not sound glamorous, but it's absolutely crucial for your success in the mortgage industry as an owner. Paperwork. Yep, you heard me right. While it might be daunting at first to figure out what some of these documents are that you might have not seen before, having the right documents ready and prepared and having them in order will really help you get your mortgage brokerage up and running quickly and successfully. But don't worry, that's why I'm here today with this video, is I'm going to guide you through some of the most common, and even I'll talk about some of the not so common documents that you need when you're trying to navigate becoming a mortgage broker owner. It ranges from licensing applications to LLC formation documents to continuing education, letters of explanation, a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to go over. Let's get started and let's start digging in and understanding the paperwork. This is a good one to grab your notepad and write down some of the things that I'm going to talk with you through, and also to click the links in the descriptions that we're going to give you to help with finding all the insider advice that those of us who have done this know where to go to do it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you get notified on all the updated videos that we upload here for mortgage entrepreneurs, because this is where your journey starts. So when you're ready to apply to become a mortgage broker, and assuming you already have your individual NMLS license, that you've taken the test, which is a big piece, when you're ready to do your company license, it's a little different because it's not just about you, it's about the business that you're now going to be creating, forming, and doing other tasks that you've never done before with origination. So my one piece of warning for anyone going into this side of the mortgage industry of becoming a business owner is to don't be overconfident because you know how to originate loans. This is different, and it can take away from your business. And so I think the smartest thing for anyone who has a great book of business is to hire someone else to help you do this, to hire someone to help you do all the things that lets you keep bringing loans in for right now. The first part of this video is going to be the business or the LLC documents. So when you go to open your mortgage brokerage, you're going to want to file a business entity, an LLC. And most of the checklists for the states are going to require you to have LLC documents. So when you file a company, and if you have never filed a company before, you can hire an attorney to do that, or you can even do it on your own. I'll put a link to my corporation, which is one of my favorite places. I'm doing it today, actually, to file another LLC. You can do it yourself. Maybe I'll create a video on that here soon, because creating that entity is just a step, right? It's not rocket science, but then it's all the documents around it that determine what happens with your entity. What happens if something happens to you? What happens if somebody sues you? What if you want to become a different type of entity? So it is an important piece. You're going to want to form your entity, and then here are the types of docs that come up and that you're going to be requested on the checklists that your state is going to determine what you need. So the first one is your articles of organization or incorporation. And think of this as like your birth certificate, right, for your LLC. So when you file for an LLC, you will receive articles of incorporation. And the key to this, to know it's officially registered and with your state and that your name has been okayed, is that you're going to get your articles of incorporation and it's going to be stamped and signed. Next, you're going to need what's called an EIN, or employer identification number. You get this from the IRS, and it's essentially like a social security number, right, for your business. And it's issued by the IRS. You'll get it in the mail, and you use this for all things tax related. You'll use it when you open a bank account. You can't even open a bank account till you have this. Or when you apply for credit cards or any type of funding. Now comes the ones that you really create, which is your operating agreement. If you have a partner, a partnership agreement, a contribution agreement for the amount you're going to put into your new business to get it started. You know, these documents are your foundation. Without them moving forward, it's like building a house without a foundation. The banks are going to ask for them. The wholesale lenders are going to ask for them sometimes. So to recap, you want to have your articles of organization, your EIN from the IRS, and then all of your agreements, operating agreements, partnership agreements. Now let's go to the second part of the documents, which is the state-specific documents. Every state is going to be a little bit different with the documents that they want. You can do that by going to the IRS website with the map, clicking on a couple different states and seeing what are the differences between the states. So I won't be able to list every type of document you'll get asked for, but I am going to go over the most common ones, and then I'll bring up some of the other ones that could come up. Let's go through, and I did pick one state. That's right, I picked a state. I picked Texas, so that I go through what does Texas require, and then I'll mention some of the ones on a few other states. So on the Texas mortgage broker application list, it looks like a big checkbox when you download it. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to submit to be able to get approved. And it covers everything from your business formation documents that we just went over. Also, if you are operating as a DBA, doing business as, that is a legal agreement that you will have to provide. You'll create a company NMLS. This is where you'll upload. There's a spot where you upload each one of the things on their checklist. Then as you upload those things, they will also ask for example, a bond. Almost every state requires a bond. And so Texas is one of those states. They want a surety bond. And the surety bond for mortgage brokers, they want you to do this because it protects the consumer. I don't know how, because our bond has never protected one of our consumers, but it does. The amount varies from state to state, so you're going to have to check your checklist to see if they want you to have 10,000, 100,000. The bond acts as a safety net, right, for your clients, ensuring that you adhere to Texas laws and regulations. You also need to, almost all the lists have, you have to do your fingerprints, your background checks, and it's to protect your consumers and the residents who are going to be using you when they purchase their home. So it's a pretty straightforward process in Texas, but you just want to make sure you're very detail oriented when you're doing these things. Now, last but not least, Texas requires proof of your mortgage broker education certificates. So you know how you've taken your continuing ed or your BSL, AML classes, that you want to always save those because they will get asked for in audits and you will need them if you're going to apply for your company license. And so make sure that you get those certificates, that you're always saving them, keep them handy, because it's like your badge of honor, right? That you're doing the things we're supposed to do as loan originators. I would also recommend that if you're going to be hiring anyone, you also make them take the exams. When they do their continuing ed, you want to save them in their employee folders, because those are things that come up repeatedly when you're running a business. So when you have these documents in hand, you're well on your way, because then you go into your NMLS account, you log in, and you fill out an MU1 form for the company, and it's a list of questions. One of the things that I have on my list to show you is it's a good idea to supply like a letter of explanation and list out the things that you've included. Some of the things that aren't on Texas's list, but I've seen them on other lists, are things like a business plan. So going through your business plan, I've seen them ask for compliance manuals. I didn't need to in Pennsylvania, and so we didn't have our compliance manuals till after, but if you're in a state, you're gonna have to get your compliance manuals there are third parties who will help you do that. Then another one is if you need net worth requirements, they could ask for a personal financial statement, company financial statements if it has a net worth requirement, resumes. So a lot of it's about the personal owners of the company as well. You know, once you have these documents in hand, you can go and you can start uploading and you can leave your NMLS company portal. If you're not done, it will save the things that you've uploaded. Remember that the path to success in the mortgage industry is a little bumpy sometimes. So don't freak out if once you submit your application, they come back and they want you to change. It's like doing a loan, right? It's like originating a loan and then giving you conditions. So hopefully you found this video helpful, and you will want to request access to our full licensing mini course on how to obtain a license, where I give you it's like a 60-page workbook with all the copies of these types of documents and even more. We made that course available. So if you only want to do that course versus our full mortgage broker fast track, the lab community, which is $250 a month, that walks you through not just the licensing, but then after, we created this digital course and community for loan officers and mortgage brokers who are opening or trying to grow their business and they want to get to the next level and do it right. They don't want to have to go through the 10 years of trial and error and some wasting money on things that didn't work. They just want the stuff that works. And that's what the lab is. And so inside the lab, we're going to leave a link down below if you want to check it out. Inside the lab, you'll have access to every course that we've created, including a bonus commercial brokerage course, which I've been being asked for years. And we release new templates each month. And I also do deep dives inside of the course. I don't do this anywhere else. Things like pricing for profits and compliance playbook, commercial lending 101. So if you'd like to join the lab, you can click on the link in the description and we'll see you inside the community. Once again, for those of you who don't want anything beyond just getting some licensing information, we have that one single course you can get access to for $250. And if you want to talk to someone on our team about which support level would be best for you as you're trying to go through this, because we also have a done for you mortgage broker package, schedule a discovery, a Q&A call. We'd be happy to talk through it with you. And if you just want to hear more great information about opening a mortgage brokerage or running a mortgage brokerage, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate the support. I can't tell you how much it means to us for any of you who come back and watch our videos that we release. So don't forget to hit the subscribe or the bell for notifications so that you can keep getting guidance on your next step on your journey to becoming a successful mortgage broker.